The verb ir can be used in three distinct ways. It can mean to go, indicating that someone is going to a place. It can also be used to put verbs in the future, which really has nothing to do with going somewhere at all. And it has a third meaning that we'll learn in the next video. But to learn that meaning, we actually need to learn some new pronouns. So let's visit the countryside again. So you're walking along a path directly over a hill. Where are we? We're in the direct object scene. See if you can remember what people and what words are in each place here. So on the left, who is that? It's the la girl. And then on the right, what is there? It's the big old stump representing lo. Who's across from you representing you? That's te. And then where you are at the bottom of the picture, we have me and nos for us. And then on the left side, we also have the plural las, and on the right side, los. Okay, now we continue over the hill to a fork in the road. This is where we learned our indirect objects. So see if you can remember what's here as well. This is very important. On the left, we have le, and then the plural les. On the right, we also have le and les. Across from you, the shepherd is te. And then at the bottom of the picture, we have me and nos. Now, what would happen if we were to keep going? We'll walk along one of the two paths. Choose one. Either way, you're going to come to a stream where the path ends. Here, our bearded, tea-wielding friend stands on the opposite side of the stream and insists that we look in the water to see something amazing, allegedly. Now, when you look down at the water, you merely see your own reflection. So you say, meh, that's not so amazing. You also see his reflection, which represents the word te. But then, suddenly, looking deeper into the water, you see what it is he's talking about. There are two sheep deep under the water, and for some reason, they're not drowning. The bearded guy tells you, "My underwater sheep can talk." Watch. "Hey sheep, say something." Just then, you hear sounds coming from the water. I say. It seems that these two sheep are able to say things when they're submerged underwater. So the words in this scene are me, te, se on the left, se on the right, and then the nos is for us, unchanged. Now, what are these words? These are what we call reflexive objects. It's a third category after direct objects and indirect objects, and so these words have to be filed in your mind as distinctly separate from those other two scenes. Think of the reflections in the stream to help you remember these as reflexive. Technically, reflexives are officially supposed to be used when someone does something to themselves. For example, he seats himself would be he se seats. Other examples would be I hurt myself or you're embarrassing yourself. So obviously in English, you can tell when this is happening when the recipient of the action is someone's self rather than somebody else. Let's quiz on these words with some sentences. And in this little quiz, we're actually not going to translate any of the sentence except just the object pronoun. He seats himself. He se seats. I hurt myself. I me hurt. You are embarrassing yourself. You te are embarrassing. She seated herself. She se seated. We hurt ourselves. We nos hurt. They embarrassed themselves. They se embarrassed. Okay, let's keep quizzing, but now I'm going to throw in a few examples that use direct objects or indirect objects. Once again, we'll only translate the object pronoun in each case for this quiz. He embarrassed himself. He se embarrassed. We told her a story. We le told a story. They hurt themselves. They se hurt. You did them. You los did. She washed herself. She se washed. We made this for them. We les made this. I seated myself. I me seated. Do you see yourself? You te see. All right, now that you're familiar with these new words, if you're doing okay keeping all of your different object pronouns straight, let's learn something really strange about what happens when you use these words along with ir.